Would Justin Rose have won if Scotty was playing in this tournament?
What's good, guys? First off, happy Black History Month, man. I want to acknowledge that because obviously I'm black. However, man, we got a great show for you guys, man. We got some great things to talk about, and I say that every week because every week we talk about great things, man. We're going to break down the Farmers Insurance, Brooks Koepka finishing at T56, I believe, on his first PGA Tour since going to LIV. We're going to break down also the Phoenix Open, man, one of the funnest tournaments on the tour. Talk about Patrick Reed leaving LIV to get back on the PGA Tour, but obviously he's going to have to play on the DP World Tour and do some other things before he can get back on the PGA Tour. We're also going to talk about some things that happened on the LPGA, which seems very controversial if you are watching the LPGA, which I highly suggest you guys do. And we're going to talk about what Nelly and her comments in regards to TGL and what she thinks about that. And lastly, for our faith portion, we're going to talk about how God actually uses the weak to carry out a lot of his things in mission in terms of in the biblical times and also right now. So again, guys, welcome back to another episode of the most underrated golf podcast on the market, Golf and Gospel Podcast, man. I'm Geremy Davis, former NFL player and host of the best YouTube golf show out there, Golf and Gospel, man. Golf and Gospel is a platform where I compete against your favorite businessmen, athletes, professionals, my friends, for 9 holes of golf as we talk about culture topics, but most importantly, we're pointing you towards the good news in regards to Jesus Christ. You can check all that stuff out at golfandgospel.com. And I've also started a crowdfund for Golf and Gospel, man. If you want to check out the Gifts and Go link in the description, we'll be super grateful if your heart convicts you to give in that manner, man. And again, who do I have with me? Obviously, the best co-host on any golf platform podcast out there. Also, the best PT in the Southwest, dog. Former college golfer from the Nebraska Cornhuskers, obviously. My dog, Nate, won, man. Nate, first off, also, guys, like, subscribe, share, go rate us on Spotify, and also follow us on X, man. We be talking on X now, dog. Follow us on X. Nate, let's go ahead, bro. Let's recap the Farmers Insurance, man. Justin Rose wins in a landslide, and it's the oldest person to set the course record this weekend at Torrey Pines, man. Let me know what you think about Justin Rose's game.
Yo, wire to wire, let's go. Very impressive performance. Dude, he looked like Scotty out there from the fairway.
Yeah,
Which
for sure.
I kind of wonder, would Justin Rose have won if Scotty was playing in this tournament? Last week, Scotty shot ridiculously low. Scotty wasn't in the field. It felt like it could be anybody's tournament.
It wasn't.
And it wasn't. Justin, dude, from the fairway looked like Scotty, which was very impressive considering, I mean, guys like Gotterup and Brooks were having way shorter approaches than him, but he was knocking it close and making the putts. So,
well, the thing is also crazy. They kept saying on the announcements, and Justin Rose said himself, he was like, yo, I'm hitting the ball further. And how old is Justin Rose? Like 40? He went from 42 to like 44, somewhere around there.
I think he's like 45, 46, dude.
Yeah.
I think he's like in his 40s, yeah.
Oh, absolutely in his 40s. And he said he's hitting the ball further, which is crazy that he's found this new renowned like strength to hit the ball a lot further, man, which I'm very curious too, because obviously this was last year when he was obviously in the playoff against Rory McIlroy for the Masters. Obviously he wasn't going to outdrive Rory, but now that he's found something new in his swing, maybe that's let him hit the ball further. I wonder if he would have been like, contesting Rory off the tee at the Masters, but that's besides the point. But yeah, he absolutely played phenomenal, bro. I mean, it's just crazy to think because like everyone always says like, oh, you're fighting for second if Sky's in the field. And I remember the announcer, Jim Nantz, and like Edelman was saying all week, like, all right, well, here's Joel Damon's putt for second. Here's Jake Knapp trying to get an approach to get in second place. And it's like they knew not to say like anything for first place because Justin Rose was just he had the lead like what in the first 36 holes, and like it was like never
he had a comfortable he was wire to wire, but he had a comfortable lead going into Saturday and then Sunday. And like it was Joel Damon had a surge, but he was still like 3 or 4 away. I can't
strokes
remember.
Back. Yeah.
And it was part of me was like, if this was a young player, this young player would fall apart. But since it's Justin Rose, who's a seasoned vet
in the game,
I just felt like the emotion, and he would hit a bad shot, but then or get a bogey, and he would bounce right back. So he's never gonna let go of that.
Yeah, but I just thought it was super impressive too because like one, he was pretty much playing alone. Say what you want, he
Yeah.
was playing by himself, bro. Like when I mean like the second place that's consistently kept moving, it was Joel Damon at one point. It was Pearson Cody at one point. Jake
Yeah.
Knapp
Shout out to
got up
Pearson.
there. It's a variety of people in second place. So you saw the scoreboard kept leading, but who was just sitting there stagnant by himself was Justin Rose, man. So that was very, very, good golf by Justin Rose. And I asked a couple of my friends too, do you think this is the year Justin Rose gets a major, or is it a recency bias that I'm thinking right now? Because obviously last week he just missed the cut on the line because he had that atrocious, what was the whole 15, 16, 17?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, at the American Express, which he just missed the cut. It was a 3-round cut too, so it was like, man, you had an extra day to make up for it. But he comes here looking like a totally different golfer, man. Do you think this is a year that Justin Rose can possibly get a major?
Good question, man. I mean, I hope so.
Same.
I certainly hope so. Especially, I wonder if like one of the reasons why he started to like work on his driving distance was because he literally teed off in the same tee box as Rory and was 30 yards behind last year in the Masters playoffs, and was just like, dude, this has got to change. I can either just keep saying that it's my age that's going to make me hit it short, or I can try to do something about it and see if something changes. And hats off to him. Something's obviously changed.
Yeah.
We know that driving distance kind of helps with courses like the U.S. Open because the rough is so thick. You need swing speed to get out of the rough.
Yep.
And if you're just closer to the green after a drive, it's easier to hit a 60-yard shot out of the rough versus a 120-yard shot out of the rough.
Yeah.
So I certainly hope so. Maybe the driving distance helps. And other thing too was last week his drive wasn't that accurate, and I think this week he was splitting fairways a lot more.
Whoa, what? Yeah, but it's funny too because he did find himself in a lot of bunkers too, but he was getting some good shots out of the fairway bunkers too, which I'm like, this is super impressive. Like his irons are just on. But what I want to say in regards to driving distance, like it's good that he's hitting far. Obviously, if you're accurate and you're hitting far, and now you have, a gap wedge in as opposed to hitting 8-iron, like a lot more easier. But remember last year, I forgot which tournament we were watching, Michael Brennan, who's the shortest hitter on the tour.
Oh,
The question was, does driving distance really matter at the end of the day? Like, obviously, I think one of the more important things is, all of them are important in its totality. But like, do we prefer great iron play to just continue to get green and regs? Like, because who cares if I bomb at 330 versus someone's 280 if we're both, knocking it on the green and I'm a better player in terms of proximity to the hole? Like, who cares if you're out driving about 60 yards? But if you're gaining more yardage and you're still accurate with everything, then fine. But I just remember when Michael Brennan won last year, he was the shortest hitter and he still won a PGA tournament. So
that's true. It's not. It's definitely not everything, but
for sure, yeah. But it does help. It does help because I know for me, a guy who hates long irons, I prefer to hit anything 8 and under. And when I'm going for an approach shot, man. So, again, shout out to the homie Justin Rose, man. I did not want to overshadow him like the PGA Tour was trying to do because they kept talking about Brooks Koepka, which you want to get into right now, man. He obviously did make the cut. And what was funny about him making the cut, he made it at, I believe, T58. And people kept saying, like, well, if there's only 57 players on LIV, you wouldn't even have made the cut there if there was a cut line, man. But ironically, he made the cut at the Farmers Insurance, man. But what was your take on Brooks Koepka? And you couldn't have missed him playing because, again, the PGA Tour and Golf Channel kept constantly posting everything he was doing. I think the first day he was
on him.
Yeah, he was 1 over on the first day. Played a little bit better on the second day, obviously, to make the cut. But what are some things that you're concerned about his game? What are some things you like about his game, after seeing him back in his first PGA event in a long time?
I don't know. I feel like it was just like a rough, granular performance by Brooks. Maybe just shake the rust off. I don't know. Part of me was like nervous for him because if he would have missed the cut, man, the backlash he was going to get, especially with ESPN hyping up that feature group with it was Brooks, Max, and Ludwig, and
dude, terrible group.
What if all three of them? Yeah, what if all three of them missed the cut? They were just popular guys.
Yeah.
But I just feel bad for Brooks because he would have had this huge financial penalty and then not make any money. Granted, I'm not sure he's super happy with what he made this weekend. Being used to his standard of living of being on LIV and old PGA Tour, But hopefully he shakes the rust off and starts balling again.
Yeah, one could hope. We're about to see him again this week at the Phoenix Open. Obviously, there was an announcement he's going to be playing in the Players as well. So we're going to see him quite a few times this year. And he's going to be playing in the Cognate. I hope I keep pronouncing that wrong. But we're going to see Brooks a little bit more consistently. Obviously, he's going to play in the majors. So this isn't like a one-all and that's it. We're not going to see him again. So hopefully we see his game steadily improving. I mean, I think it's good to be back on your first, tournament on the PGA Tour and you at least make the cut. Like I think that was like the baseline. Like right now, just make the cut. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you had aspirations to win it, but like right now, good baselines to make the cut and just continue to progress from there. Obviously, I think it was back in 2021. He won the Phoenix Open, so he has some familiarity there. He's never won the Farmers Insurance, so I think out of the 4 times he's played, he's made 3. He's gotten cut 3 times, had a T41, and then this one he finished at T56. So it wasn't a lot of hype in regards to like historically can he win? He hasn't won this before, but the Phoenix Open, different breed. He has won there, so. But I think Brooks did a good job on his second day. I think there were some things about him staying up all night, messing with his putter, Scotty Cameron or something that helped his putting dramatically on day 2, which actually got him inside the cut line. So, because the first day, he was 136 in putts per green and reg. He only had 1 birdie, which was on hole 18. I just don't think he was really pin seeking like that. So iron play was a little so-so. He was hitting greens, but it's like, okay, well now you got a 70-foot putt for birdie, and it's like, okay,
you gotta hone it in.
Yeah, but the second day, again, he did lock in a lot better, man. So again, it was cool to see Brooks out there. Obviously, I know he's a big name. They're gonna showcase that a lot more. But again, it's just kind of like I was saying, like Joe Damon just had a heck of a day, 2 and 3. Like,
Saturday, yeah.
But granted, Joe Damon's ranked 122, so not really gonna show Joe Damon. And then the things that Justin Rose was doing was incredible too. But again, it's Brooks Koepka. They're going to feature him more. But again, congrats for Brooks for making the cut. And let's see how he does at the Phoenix Open. Next person I do want to talk about, hopefully you got to see him a little bit, was Joel Damon. Again, 122nd in official world golf rankings. He was at second place at one point. I think he finished in top 10. I think he finished with 9th or 7th, one of them. But is there anything you kind of liked about his game besides him being a PXG player?
I just remember his putter was doing really well on Saturday, and then granted Sunday just couldn't save a lot of pars, couldn't make the birdies drop. It was kind of like the same story of like, was it Ryan Gerard or something like that, where it's just like trading birdies for eagles. Granted, he didn't really like Justin Rose didn't make a lot of birdies on Sunday, but it just felt like he needed to make a birdie here. No, it didn't happen, and so
for Joel Damon, that is right.
Yeah, for Joel Damon, yeah. And I feel like his performance dropped off because he was like 8th or something. I think he ended up finishing.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if he was T2 or solo second at one point, but yeah, I agree. But I do want to talk about some guys who I feel like are constantly getting overshadowed, man, that are playing some really good golf. Obviously, no one's going to really feature them, man. But I personally, on Golf and Gospel Podcast, want to shout these guys out. Starting off again with Pearson Cody, man. He's shown that he can be in contention, dog. He just has to be able to play consistent all 4 days. Last week was in first place at one point with Minwoo Lee after Thursday. Didn't really be consistent all week, man, but he made a solid cut. And then after that, I believe this week he was a T2. So, he's a guy
shot 65, I think, today.
Shot 65, yeah, absolutely. He's a guy that is making some murmurs, man, and showing that he can play with the best of them, man. So I do want to shout out Pearson Cody, as well as I want to talk about Siwoo Kim. Siwoo Kim is so close, man. His short game is still hurting him, bro. But I believe at some point this year he's absolutely going to win. I love how he did not make the live stuff a distraction, for him going to the PGA Tour. I believe he finished the first tournament at T11. Last week, I believe it was somewhere at T6. And I think this week he's T2. So Siwoo Kim is playing some amazing golf. Usually when you hear like rumors about someone going to live, their game is a little faulty or maybe they're falling off. And he's proven the opposite of that, man. So shout out to Siwoo Kim. And the last person I want to talk about, which is someone you've been talking about, Nate, is Ryan Gerard, man. Had back-to-back solo second place at the Sony Open, T2 last week at the American Express. This week I think he ended up finishing at least like in the top 12. But I believe right now he's also like top 3 or top 5 in FedEx Cup points. So he's another guy that's playing some really good golf.
Ryan Gerard,
yeah. But I want to show some love to these guys on the Golf and Gospel podcast that your name doesn't have to be, super marketable or you have to be super popular for someone to realize that you're playing good golf, man. So shout out to those 3 guys that are playing phenomenal. Nate, bad week for the SDSU alumni, man. JJ Spahn and Xander Schauffele both missed the cut. Yes, at the Farmers Insurance, man. Would love to hear your thoughts about maybe the little bit maybe you saw of their game on Thursday and Friday.
I didn't see a lot. I feel like Xander. I saw a little bit of Xander. I didn't see a lot of JJ,
They
and
didn't
that
really show
sucks because
JJ enough. They didn't show
yeah,
JJ a lot. Yeah,
I picked JJ. We did that little fantasy draft, and I
yeah.
drafted JJ. I didn't think last year's gonna be one hit wonder. I don't think
That's
this one
I,
tournament is that damning. But
okay for sure. But it's in his backyard though. That's what hurts.
yeah, yo,
Oh, the homie, what's good, dog?
What's
Hey,
up,
well,
guys?
no, you're good, man. Shoot, well, that's the intro of my dog right now, man. We got someone who's playing in the Phoenix Open this week because me and Nate are not good to even be able to play golf at our local, golf tour. But we got the homie Tommi Avant or Avant. Make sure I say that right.
Avant.
Avant,
There's
dog.
really,
oh,
I really try
I
not to
know.
get that special.
Yeah,
People try to go Avant, Avant. I'm
yeah,
not French, so I just go, hey, a Club Pro guy or that guy over there. I'll
yeah.
show up either way.
I love it, bro, man. Well, appreciate you
Yo,
taking the
let's
time to
go,
come on here,
Tommy.
man. Absolutely, man.
Thanks for
We
letting me
are.
hop on.
Absolutely, man. We're the most underrated golf podcast out there, man. No one would know it, but we do. But Tommy, man, I would love for you to tell us about, your golf journey going from obviously the best high school golf team, Hamilton High School, that is, all the way to Drake to now headed to the Phoenix Open, man. Tell me how that journey's been for you.
Well, I think Nate and his brother have been along for quite the ride and seen it
Nice,
all.
nice.
So Nate and Aaron were seniors when I tried out for the golf team at Hamilton as a freshman, and they were pulling for me hard. I was 5'4", probably my freshman year, still a
If
little
that, dude.
grunt. Just yeah, exactly. And it was at Whirlwind and Lone Tree where I work
Mm,
currently at now, and had a nice final round. I think 36 to finally get that last spot, and
good for you.
you know. High school golf, I really wasn't a world beater by any means. I had a great time with all these guys, but just to be around Nate, Aaron, Aida, the Palmer brothers, all these guys and even some of the older guys, Andrew Yoon, Chunji Kim, Richard T. Lee, who just now is on Live Tour, like all these guys just from the Hamilton branch.
Well, hold on. So
It's
someone from Hamilton's on Live, and Nate has never mentioned them, which is crazy.
Dude, he
where you been at,
qualified.
Nate?
I saw he Q school. He did the Q school and made it.
Richard T. Lee. Yep.
Yeah, it was
About
just
two
the
weeks
Anthony
ago.
Kim overshadowed him. So that's the thing.
Mm.
Correct. Anthony Kim got second or T2 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, he
But
did. He
yeah,
did.
Richard
Yep.
Richard T. Lee, the main man, came out to Lone Tree about 2 weeks before and we practiced and I told him what I'm getting ready for. And he's like, that's kind of bigger than mine. I was like, well, I got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But transferring over to that, high school was awesome. Hamilton won senior year of high school championship
Nice.
and accepted a scholarship to go to Drake University,
Now,
and
was that
that's
your
in
only?
Des
Was
Moines.
that on your college offer?
I had a spot offered at ASU.
Okay.
I knew I wasn't getting any money, probably going to redshirt, and kind of just saw through that forest
Yeah,
of,
that's fine.
hey, my only pride and joy would have been just teammates with John Rahm, which
Yeah,
mad respect to him
Right.
and his
and Grayson
career.
Murray.
But I didn't
Yeah.
think
Rest
I
in
was ever
peace.
going to sniff that lineup, and had another smaller offer to a school in Minnesota, and Gonzaga was reaching
Oh
out
wow.
hard,
Hmm.
and I knew no one in Pacific Northwest. I didn't even know that Gonzaga was in Washington at the start, and lo and behold, I landed in Des Moines. The Wong brothers did not do the best and actively
Hey,
recruited me to go
I
to
freaking knew he was
Nebraska,
Nebraska.
gonna say this.
but
I freaking knew he was gonna
you
say this.
know. I think his brother played a major part in talking to Judd, but her head coach at the time just went with somebody else. And I was just 3 hours over there east on the other side of the border, and hopped back and forth. We played a couple tournaments in Nebraska, and my college career was great. Played in every single event in my college career except for one,
Oh
Mm.
dang.
and that was kind of the whole. My MO is for any young aspiring athletes, college or wanting to play in college, whatever it is, and I'm sure you've been there too, playing in the pros.
Hmm.
You got to go somewhere where you can play. I mean,
For
it's
sure.
all different. It's all different now with NIL and
NIL
transfer
and transfer.
portal.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
we can go down a deep rabbit hole with that, but all I kind of preached on was like, hey, you got to go somewhere you can play, be in that top five lineup, and I was pretty much one, two, or three my entire college career.
That's awesome.
That
Yeah.
one tournament that I didn't make, coach was like, I just need you to take a week off, and I was like, coach, this is never going to happen again,
Yeah.
and you're going to see me back in North Carolina, and I think I finished like T6 that next week, and
Wow.
never left the lineup after that.
Wow.
But
Yeah. Hey, in my defense, I feel like I was the reason why Tommy was on my assistant coach's prospect list. Um,
So
but
Aaron
I
had
yeah
nothing
my
to do with it.
no we were trying to get
I
Tommy,
was
but we
joking.
were
I was
also
joking.
kind of like we knew our head coach, and me and Aaron weren't the biggest fans of our head coach, and we didn't want that same experience for Tommy, and we
Yeah,
wanted
I
him
feel
to
that.
develop, and like it looked like the coaches at Drake trusted him. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the other thing too is my head coach liked big hitters, and Tommy as a senior wasn't like the biggest hitter. Granted, Tommy can bomb it now,
Hmm.
um, but
yeah, I got my growth spurt kind of
like
in
into
my during my
college, yeah,
college years. I mean,
yeah,
I probably left there 5'7", and you could see it in the face, see it in the pictures. Probably not the best recruiting. Man, the guy looks like he's 13. I don't know if
That's
he can
funny.
even make our lineup, but you know
yeah,
it all worked out. Coach Lewis was my coach, and props to Des Moines. It was certainly a culture shock. I'm sure the Wong experienced that as well. Being in the land of perfect down here in sunny Chandler, Arizona, and
There we
Scottsdale,
go.
but
Yeah.
as kind of what I preached on before, this is always home, and it's you don't know how tough golf can be outside Arizona and playing in conditions and kind of just learning how to play golf, trees,
Hmm.
prairies,
wind,
wind, like
rain,
all these different elements
Right.
that kind of just I really didn't and we didn't really ever experience. And
Mm.
but yeah, it's been a crazy ride. And then after I graduated, I joined the PGA of America. My first job,
Nice.
I actually was recruited by a my boss at the time, Grant Sturgeon, who longtime PGA professional, played in many majors, a Met Open champion, New Jersey Open champion, and I just knew learning about the PGA of America at the start. Hey, there's the top sections basically are Metropolitan section, New Jersey section, kind of just big hitters like your Danny Balins, your Alex Peaches, all these guys, Ben Polland at the time, who's now the PGA of America Player of the Year,
Wow.
all were out east, and kind of my goal was, hey, I still wanted to play, but I knew I wasn't going to go to Q school right away, and kind of just molded into that, and yeah, kind of just my career in New Jersey started literally my first professional tournament was the New Jersey State Open. And I mean, I was playing in section stuff as well, but it was a 3-day tournament, club pros only with amateurs. And I was like, I know nobody here. I'm like, I'm gonna give it a shot, see what I got.
that's so
And
weird to hear.
after day two, I was, I think, 3 shots back of the lead, and I don't even know who's an amateur or a pro. Like, I'm just like, I'm just trying to win. And lo and behold, final day, I get my pairing. We're the second to last group, and I'm paired up with Chris Gotterup, who is
Wow. Rutgers guy, New
now
Jersey. Okay. A PGA Tour
Rutgers,
winner. Yeah.
correct,
Three-time PGA
Rutgers
Tour winner.
at
Or
the
two-time.
time,
Mm.
and I'm playing. I'm confident. I don't even know who Gotterup is, and I'm like, hey, I think this guy can play. He's at Rutgers at the time, or I think he
Hmm.
was just starting his freshman year. And he's a
Dang,
big
John
guy,
Goddard.
and I have not seen him hit a golf ball at all. First hole, he doesn't even hit driver, hits it right, and we're looking for it. He loses the ball first hole. I'm like,
Like, what an
I think I
amateur.
got. I was like, I think I got this guy,
Yeah.
Sounds like me.
and
What an
I think
amateur.
I got this guy. And then lo and behold, next hole, par three downhill, he sticks it to like 3 feet, birdie. Next hole, par four up the hill, and it just had rained. I had my speed back then, feeling good. We we get to the back nine, and there's 11th hole, par five. This is at Trump Bedminster, the new course
Yeah.
in out there in Bedminster, New Jersey. And this par five, water left, and I hit the tee first, and I hit one good. He hits his drive 40 by me, and I'm like, this hole's 610, and he has a driver five wood, and he hits it to 20 feet in two putts, and I'm like, okay, I think this guy is going to
Yeah.
do something
Might be
with his
legit,
life.
dude.
Yeah.
And we finished the round, and he played great. I think he shot four under. I can't remember exactly what he finished, but I had a two putt on the last hole from 60 feet, hit to like 3 feet, knocked it in. And I'm looking at the leaderboard, and you can't distinguish. They have like these live leaderboards. They can't distinguish who's amateur, who's pro. You can't really see it. And I finished fourth,
Mm.
and go to sign my card, got my bag ready to go, put it in the car. I'm like, wow, it's a great tournament, great start. And I get tapped on the shoulder, and here comes the New Jersey State golf director, and he's like, where are you going? I was like, well, I just finished fourth, so I hope home, unless you got something else for me. He goes, you were low pro. I go, what? He goes, yeah, man. He's like, you didn't win, but you get the money. I was like,
That's
are you
awesome.
serious? So that was kind of just the start of the journey. And pretty much after that, I stayed in New Jersey for 3 years,
Mm.
worked under Mike Adams. COVID hit, kind of postponed my PGA
Mm.
books and wanting to finish that. And my pops, who's my boss down here at Lone Tree Golf Club in Chandler, Arizona, he said, why don't you come back home and finish your PGA and work for me, and you can play in the summers. And I was like, I'm in. Let's do it. And finished my PGA in September of 2023. This last three section championship here for the Southwest PGA was a T8 in my first one last year in Anthem Country Club in Las Vegas, Nevada. I lost to Jesse Mueller to
Yeah,
second
the
GCU
place,
GCU
guy, right?
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GCU. And this year, last September, kind of been battling a hand injury all throughout the entire year. Didn't really know if I was going to play. I actually withdrew from the assistant championship 2 weeks prior, and I just got back in the gym, want to get the body right, and no practice rounds, no nothing. Fire 68, 67 the first two rounds. We get paired. It's me, Jesse Mueller, and Marty Jertson, head
That
of
guy's a
Ping
player
Engineering.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
And
player.
kind of the three-headed dragon of the Southwest PGA, and there's so many good players. There's
Mm.
Michael Hopper, who's played in the WM. There's Dennis Downs, Jeff
Dang.
Yurkowitz. Obviously, my father has had some success. Jimmy Carter, all these legends of Arizona, and now it's kind of transferred over to the young guys. But I guess I'm one of the youngest guys there too. But what's funny is that final pairing. I beat Jesse Mueller in match play championship my first year in the section. Jesse, the year after that, beat Marty in match play championship. And then the year after that, Marty beat me in the
Mm.
match play championship. So
It's
we
like a
kind of
Mexican
all
standoff. Yeah.
we've kind of all had a battle with one another in some way or not. And my wrist, my hand was hurting. I was five back after the first three holes, and I literally texted my dad in the round. And this is the qualifier for our national club pro too. And I was like, I don't even wanna make it. I'm like, I'm ready to leave. I'm like, this I'm getting waxed right now. He's like, hey, somebody at the beginning of the week told you had a chance to punch a ticket to Bandon Dunes, you would take it. I was like, fair point, fair point. And hit a 5 iron at Moon Valley on number
Yeah.
five,
Hmm.
the par three, and I hit it to about 5 inches, almost made a one,
That's sick.
and Marty unfortunately hit it in the water and made a five, so it went from 5 shots to 2 shots.
Mm.
Dang.
And we get to the back nine. I make a birdie on 14. He makes a bogey. We are now even going
Okay.
into 18,
Oh
and
man,
he
I feel like I'm there
unfortunately
right now.
hits. He unfortunately hits a bad shot. His second shot on 18, we both hit great drives, and I hit a wedge, a little bit long, a little juiced, a little amped up, so thinking after he kind of just messed up, that's just the game of golf. And I had this putt, look down at the mountain, it's about 47 feet,
Yeah, it was a long putt.
and I hit it, looked up, took 2 steps to the right, gave it one of these right in the middle.
Yeah, that's
It would
awesome.
have
Dead
gone in
center
a
of the cup.
thimble.
That
It
is
would have gone in a
awesome.
thimble, and I let out the biggest come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
and it was a definitely a moment of euphoria, and it was
Yeah.
cool. My pops was down there at the green. He was actually flying out to go on a fishing trip, and he's like, I don't even know where am I going to leave now. I'm like,
Yeah.
just go, it's all good. And
Yeah.
phone started blowing up, and
Yes, dude.
this
Let's
this
go.
this year we thought we weren't getting the spot in the WM Phoenix
Mm.
Open because last year it was said because with all the PGA Tour changes of no Monday qualifiers and
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
we didn't think we were going to get it.
You're talking about like the
And lo
section
and behold,
members didn't think they're gonna get it, or
we didn't think the section champion was going to get a spot in the
Mm.
WM.
oh,
So
okay.
we got an email a month before saying, "Hey, we got it back." And I was kind of like I wasn't mad at the time receiving that email, but I was also kind of I'm like, well, what's the worst that can happen?
Mm.
Um, you got another shot, and I guess you can say it was kind of my time. So it was definitely a cool moment, and
That's
here we
awesome.
are today, a week to go. Let's
That's
go.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
And one thing, well, go ahead, Nate.
I was gonna say, what's so? Tell everyone what like the Bandon Dunes tournament is, and then like also because like the PGA Championship gets section members into that major. Like
Yeah.
how does that all work and all that? And I guess maybe talk about the section and the Thunderbirds and how
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
in.
So Thunderbirds, they run WM.
Mhm.
Player liaison this year, Jason Damaris, Chance Cosby, they reached out and said, "Hey, I'm the section champion. I'm gonna be the man in the field, the local kid." And that's kind of the cool thing about it is they still are still focused on local representation in that tournament, and they've
That's
had it
cool.
since 1948,
Yeah,
which is props to the WM. I hope they
yeah.
keep it
His
going.
and fun
But
fact,
my
Tommy's dad was one of the. Are you were you about to say that?
Well, yeah, I was just about to get to that. And
Oh, my
so
bad.
what used to be before the actual section champion got in, we had a section qualifier, and
Yeah, I
my
remember that.
dad won both of those in 2000 and 2002, and we are now one of 10 or 11 father sons to have played in the
Yeah.
WM.
Wow.
And that list consists of the Nicholas family,
Mm.
Craig and Kevin Stadler, Boros, all these other uh, Jay and Bill Haas, like all these father-son
Oh,
duos, and I don't even know the stats on if what about PGA of America members,
Right.
but that's kind of a cool tradition, and that was kind of made my dad a little bit teary-eyed, and so he's going to
I
be
know.
mental coach for the week. But
Let's go, G. Let's go.
as far as the PGA of America, as a proud member of that association, we are different from the PGA Tour.
Right. Right. Right.
So every year we have our National Club Pro held at different locations. So my first one was last year, PGA Golf Club, and played pretty solid. Made my first cut, shot 65 in the first round, was leading and or was near the top of the leaderboard next to Michael Block, actually, another
Of course. Of
PGA
course.
member who
Yeah.
had his run there at the
Yeah.
PGA Championship.
Yeah.
But got all these texts and almost like it's like I won the tournament the first day. I'm like, whoa, let's pump the brakes. We got
Right.
3 more
Right.
days to
Yeah.
go.
Right.
So definitely kind of felt a little bit unprepared for that. Was a little bit not tired, but kind of overwhelmed early. So that's kind
Mm.
of been my main thing for preparation this week. And just making sure, hey, just taking it day by day, being where my feet are. But as far as the actual PGA of America, every year we host a tournament for 350 national club pro or all club pros from around all of our sections throughout the entire country. This year, it's being held at Bandon Dunes,
Sick.
and the
Sick.
top 20 in that will receive their invitation to play in the PGA Championship, which will be at Aronimink in Pennsylvania this year.
Yeah.
And that is all about the Core Bridge financial team. So you probably seen it last year at Quail Hollow, 20
Mhm.
club pros playing in it. And that's kind of just a very cool opportunity that the PGA America offers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, the question I have for you, man, obviously, like I said, I played in the NFL 6 years, well removed now. I want to hear about your preparation going into the Phoenix Open. What are some things you're working on? What are some mental things that you're preparing for? Because obviously, whole 16 is a thing in itself, but I would love to hear about your preparation.
I kind of just think like it's so hard to simulate. I played one event and Monday qualified for a PGA Tour Canada event. I've never really tried to aspire to do Q School or do any of America's because I was
Mm,
so focused on getting my PGA of America membership. And that's kind of the cool thing about it is it kind of leads you down those paths of, hey, if you make it to the PGA Championship, you can get into the 36 hole day of the US Open qualifying. You get into second stage of Q School. So there's definitely many roads that can lead down
Yeah.
that
Sweet.
way. But as
Nice.
far as preparation for this week, quality over quantity. I think where I was at early in my professional career, traveling for some events, I'd get there so early and play 18 holes every single day. And then by the time the tournament starts, I'm like, oh wait, I gotta go play. I gotta
yeah.
actually compete. And so
Hmm.
honestly, it's been so important getting the body and my hand fixed. Shout out to my team at Ignite Athletic Club here in Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah, the
And they
second
just
best
been,
PT out here.
yeah, yeah, Liam Hennessy. But yeah, I couldn't make Nate's top 10 list, I guess, to get treated. But anyways,
That
um,
Oh,
was in it.
but I'll let that slide. He's in my wedding anyways, so he
oh yeah,
Yeah.
better
nice,
give
nice.
me a nice
Congrats to both you guys.
guys
Yeah,
nice wedding gift. But
yeah.
no, just really getting the body right. Got my caddy from Raleigh, North Carolina in Lewis Kelly,
Mm,
another guy I battled with in the New Jersey PGA. Great
mm.
player. He actually won the New Jersey Open 3 years after I was low pro, and just really making sure what tour conditions are like. And I've kind of now seen it first few days. It's so perfect. Like
Oh
it's
man.
it's literally not an inch of blade out of grass. Shout out to the team at
We'll never
TPC
know.
Scottsdale. It's truly a dream come true. But to play on that every week, man, just props to those guys. But um, played 9 holes today. Played 9 holes yesterday on the front nine. Playing in
Mm.
the pro am tomorrow. Actually playing with some good
Yeah.
friends of ours that are sponsors at Lone Tree,
Oh, sick.
and I'll probably play with a couple buddies that are on tour, Matt McCarty and Max McGreevy Tuesday, who had nice weeks at Farmers today. Both made the cuts, got off to a good start this PGA Tour season. Wednesday, I did not somehow get the call to play in the Celebrity Pro-Am. Shockingly enough, some guys don't want to play with the
What?
Club Pro guy, but
Yeah.
it's all good. Try to play some holes and practice
Mhm.
Wednesday and bring on Thursday. I'm sure I'll be last of the morning wave or the afternoon wave. Just
Me and Nate will be there.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, at tea time on Thursday, Friday. That's all you can ask for.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
That's
know.
why
man,
you can
man.
punch your
And then
ticket to
Saturday,
Saturday and
Sunday.
Sunday.
And
Yeah.
we're hoping
That's
we're
right.
hoping for Saturday, Sunday, big time, man. The other question
What's
I have, obviously. Oh, well, go ahead, Nate. Go ahead,
I was
Nate.
gonna say, what's like the criteria for you to like play into the next week? Because like, can't you get exempt into? Was that what you were about
That
to
was my
ask? Or
question. That
oh,
was my
okay,
question because obviously this is not a major
that's
like
I was
obviously
in
what
your head,
Michael
dude.
Block did, the PGA Championship did, but like what happens if God willing you finish top 25, top 15, or something like that? What does that project you to next?
Try not to get way too far ahead
For
of
sure, for
myself,
Sure.
sure.
but it may it may involve some schedule changes at work. I'm still a
Hmm.
club pro at heart, and
Yeah.
definitely want to get some lessons going with some of my students again, since I've kind of been pulling it off. But hey, I'm just gonna try and take it day by day. If it all goes to plan and I have the best week of my life, that's something I can't even imagine and dream of, but it's it's really hard to kind of just tell yourself like, hey, man, it's just another event that you played in. Obviously, you're gonna have a little bit more eyes watching, no doubt about it. Definitely hard to simulate. I'm sure that was probably the same with you, Jeremy, first lacing up in your first game. But
Right.
I won't know until the juices are flowing. But I think my caddy gets me locked in, and we're so target oriented that we're just literally gonna try and make it as comfortable as I can, and where, hey man, as Lewis likes to say, your job only is to hit the golf shot. I got everything else. I'll be the
Mm,
bad guy. Um, if anybody's
Nice.
doing anything, I mean, granted, it's the Phoenix Open. It's people are going to be walking. There's going to be music. It's the loudest show on grass. But
yeah. Live adjacent, as Nate says.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I'm just excited for tomorrow and the next day, and just try to recover as fast as I can. Normatechs are being hit hard this week,
There we go.
and wrist feels good. So yeah,
Good.
just excited for the week.
Yeah. But do
Yeah,
you
man.
know, like, if
I'm.
you get like
Yeah, go ahead.
10th, you'll get in the next week or that kind of stuff? Or
I
are
don't
you
know
trying
the
not to think about that?
exacts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the exacts.
Ah, okay.
I think I saw something earlier today that Joel Damon, if he would have had a nice last day today,
Yes.
which
Yes. Yeah.
unfortunately it didn't work out, but hey, he's still going to play next week. I'm going
Next
to see him
week you
tomorrow in
get.
the Pro
Yeah.
Am.
Mm,
But I think I heard on the radio show that I did last week that if those sponsored exemptions got their top five or their top 10 at Farmers, they would move on to the alternate list with a couple younger guys that I looked on it, and it was David Ford not in the field,
it's North
Gordon
Carolina guy, right?
Sargent, yep, North Carolina. So all the big young bucks. But hey, I'm just excited for Thursday and Friday, and
For sure. Yeah,
Saturday,
man.
Oh,
Sunday
dude,
works
let's
out.
go.
We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
we don't
so
want to make you
excited.
jump too far ahead. I was just very curious. Like, yeah, what comes with getting, you know, you know, in certain positions or what place you ever finish out with and stuff like that. I do want to ask for before because I don't want to take up too much of your time in terms of mechanically. You wasn't the biggest hitter. What kind of clicked or what did you do that kind of switched it for you? Because I am a nerd about golf. I'm always trying to improve my game. I love playing in like AGA tournaments and stuff like that. I actually did like, and no shameless plug here. I actually like posted on my YouTube like a week of prepping for a tournament. I didn't do well, but I love putting myself in those positions to try to train like a pro. But what are some things for you that kind of clicked that kind of projected you become a bigger hitter off the tee? Not to say you're driving it, 380 or anything like that, but a little
Yeah,
extra
right.
distance does help.
But he
Uh,
hits it far. Like,
it's
Yeah,
not far right now after the wrist surgery. We're at probably about 171 ball speed, 172 if it's warm. I played nine yesterday with Michael Brennan. Unfortunately, he had
he's
his
not a big hitter.
thing.
Just
He
talked
had his
about that.
unfortunate
yeah.
DQ Thursday, but I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
he kind of joked about it and say, "Hey, man, it's on me." But we were on the range, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're like, "We're gonna go play nine if you want to join." And he took out his driver on one, and he flew it over the bunker. And I looked at Lewis, and I was like, "Yeah, we don't got that." And I looked up his stats. I think he's fourth ranked on driving.
Is he
But
now? Because last
yeah,
year he
he's
wasn't. He wasn't hit it that far last year.
oh, it goes a mile. I was on five.
Wow.
I had a good one on five and five at TPC. I think 470. We played the back of the back box, and I was 41 yards behind him, and I looked at Lewis. I was like, I kind of actually hit that one good. But no, I mean, as far as my game, um,
I
I
can't believe
think
he took a
Nate can attest.
driver off one.
I think, yeah. I mean, I didn't even know that was a play for some guys, but I
Yeah,
guess
for
it
Yeah.
sure.
is.
Yeah.
But as far as Nate has seen in my career, he knows that what was not long before, it was all short game for me. I like to say, if you don't tell yourself that you're a good putter, you're probably not a good putter. I believe I'm a great putter. I love rolling the rock, and especially now on perfect greens, I'm very excited for it. But just the short game shots around the greens, there's a lot of roll offs, definitely a lot of lower shots going into this week. I think a lot of amateurs and players that I teach, they always want to hit the high spinners. There's certainly guys that can do that, but limit the damage, volume control. I think low sometimes is the way to go with some of these runoffs, at least on the tour course that I've seen so
Hmm.
far, and even the one that I played up in Minnesota in the CRMC Championship. Just so many greens that hey, it's tight around the edges. You got to bump it in the
Yeah,
hill
it'll
and
just
then spin it. But iron play, I'll have a steady diet of 7, 6, 5 irons into some greens this week,
Hmm.
whereas some guys may have wedge, 9 iron, 8 irons, just the name of the game, and kind of just where I'm at with the body. But
Hmm.
as far as truly swinging it faster, I work with a gentleman named Terry Rolls who has worked on tour, and Mike Adams, Doug Spencer, all these guys out in the Northeast. We uh, we are really trained on measuring and understanding what right hand grip you are actually naturally tested to do. We kind of do a little 5 step series or 5 test measurement to get exacts because I think so many people don't realize that there are so many different grips on tour. That's kind of my nerd aspect of the game is
I love that
looking
talk.
at grips, right hand, where it is placed. Because I mean, there's so many different things that you can actually distinguish based on release, based on lower body movements, just by where they're placing their hand on the club. And kind of where I switched with Terry when I first started playing a little bit more professionally, and I was a very strong right hand underneath the grip player in college, and we have now weakened it. It is more on top, where it would be more kind of like who's a good example? Um, Kind of my framework is a lot like Victor Hovland.
Oh,
Um,
okay,
I'm
Nate.
not, I'm not, I'm not
I know you're
comparing
not. We know
myself
you're
to
not.
Victor
Yeah, for
Hovland by
sure.
any means, but definitely a little bit right hand weaker. I probably started my college career like Zach Johnson, another Drake player,
yeah.
Yeah.
and Drake legend. He's very strong grip, both lead hand and right hand, but definitely kind of hit and release fades right now. Feels good,
Nice.
and we're just trying to get some speed back every single day. Little wrist impingement, but feeling no pain. It's moving nicely, and just kind of ready for what lies ahead.
Yo,
Yeah.
what's your strategy on hole 16?
It's not much
Well,
strategy needed, but I would say, what's your
it's
mental?
yeah, I mean, we haven't simulated it all yet. Hopefully, there's
Yeah.
some juice tomorrow, maybe a couple people. But I mean, we got to see where we're at.
Yeah.
If we're in contention or not contention, but if
Oh,
we're in
okay.
that cut
Yeah.
line or if we're doing something great,
Gotta be
hey man,
aggressive or not. Yeah.
it's middle of the green.
Hmm.
You kind of can't see a whole lot, but I mean that runoff on the left side, we kind of just said, hey, that
Hmm.
green is 3 paces in. If you miss it 3 paces off that, you hit the green. We hit one today and it rolled down. Probably would have gotten some
Oh.
booze, but had a good up and down. No
Got
worries.
some booze.
Um,
Oh.
but I like to think if you're playing well, middle of the green, it's gonna be hard to simulate.
Uh-huh.
But anything on that dance floor is good. If worst case scenario happens and we're not gonna be in the cut line, as my pops say, hey, might as well try and make a name yourself. Hit it right at it. If it
There you
goes
go.
in,
Yeah.
or if something
Yeah.
crazy happens, you're gonna get
Yeah.
remembered that way.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna play it by ear. We're gonna make sure that we're gonna have that game plan, and we're gonna be committed to the shot. And I'm expecting boos either way. Some guys out there, you get booed if you hit the green, but
Yeah. It's true.
I've been a spectator on that golf hole. I've been in the suites. I've been in the chairs. It's such a unique experience in the WM. It's if you haven't been out here to Arizona, you need to get out here. It's truly amazing to go and see that hole and see the party, and it's going to be different to be in the ring this
Be in the
time.
ropes.
And I was with my college teammates 3 or 4 years ago when Scotty got his first win, when we saw Sam
Yep.
Ryder hoop it,
Yeah, I
and
remember
it
that.
was
I remember that.
absolutely outrageous. And he got that Ryder sponsor right afterwards. So we gotta look at some Avant refrigerator sponsors that I know are in some business, if something happens. But we're excited either way.
Hey Nate, we need to see. I don't know if we can, but we need to see if Monica can get us out there after the Phoenix Open. I don't know how much that
Oh
discount's going to
yeah,
be because she's a member there, but just so we can try and play on,
the
like PGA
perfect
course
conditions,
conditions.
dude.
Like I've done it one time. I did an episode like a while ago with this traveling pastor. Um, and I mean, like I just like hit the ball a little bit, and that thing was like flying on the greens. But it felt
Dude, it's
so good, and I'm way better at golf than I was 2 years ago. So I want to like test my game on that. So we should ask Monica like, yo, are you in town?
yeah,
Like, and see what
yeah.
that discount price is.
How fast is it?
Yeah,
Like, because you said if you get 3 paces on, it'll just go off on the left on 16.
We saw a couple guys working on the greens with a couple rollers. I think they're at 12 and a half right now.
That's
I
pretty.
think PGA Tour threshold they want it at 12. We played a practice round like 3 weeks ago, and literally 7 paces off the fairway left with like 8 inches of rough, and I was like, if we had the U.S. Open right now, it'd be unbelievable at TPC because it was cold, it was wet, the rough was up. I'm playing with my buddies. I'm like, I hope this is not PGA Tour standard, but
hmm
who am I to say?
yeah,
Um, it's my first tour debut, and we're gonna
Dude, I
we're gonna
know.
take we're gonna enjoy the walk. We're gonna enjoy the walk.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. Well, hey, Tom, man, we
dude.
appreciate you coming on here, man, taking your time, dog. Me and Nate obviously going to follow you for 17 holes because we can't get on hole 16, man. But
Yeah,
Hey,
we wish you
thank you.
all the best, man. And I'm hoping that me and Nate have to go to the Phoenix Open on Sunday so we can continue to cheer you on, bro. So, and also if something happens to your hand during the tournament, you just come over to the right. Nate look at it, pick you
yeah,
up real quick. You go back
That's
on and
right.
continue to play,
Hey,
man.
he's been on me for the last 5 months about it, so he's still got that doctor mindset with me, big
dude.
brother.
Yeah,
He's taking care of me, but it's working.
But
It's feeling good, and we're gonna have a great week.
dude, I
absolutely,
just want to
man.
say I'm so proud of Tommy though. Like, dude, he came such a long way, and like one of my best friends is freaking in the ropes. I'm so hyped, dude.
Quick story before I leave. I don't want
Please
to embarrass Nate.
Oh
do it.
no,
The
oh no.
best story that I could tell was that Lone Tree. I was in seventh grade, I think, or no, I think I was in sixth grade, and they were still in eighth grade, or I don't even know. Anyways,
Oh no.
right when like the new Star Wars came out, the third one, we were on the ninth green, and Nate, we were waiting, we had our bags we were carrying, and Nate says, "Pull out your driver." I'm like, okay. We start just absolutely wailing one another with
Like Star
the
Wars.
driver shafts like Star Wars, thinking we're Jedi's.
Of course, Nate.
And this guy goes for a total whack, and it splits it in two. And Aaron's with us, his brother. We go up to my dad, who's the director of golf at Lone Tree, and we all get interrogated. We were just like, "Oh, it broke. I hit a
Yeah,
shot." And my dad goes, "I know how clubs break."
yeah,
So then Nate and Aaron both got sat down individually, and I'm bawling. I'm like, I don't know how much clubs cost, so I'm gonna never get a club again.
Yeah.
And Nate and Aaron both admitted to the truth and said, "Greg, we tried to be Jedi's. It didn't work."
yeah. Oh my
So
gosh.
if Nate asks something from the tour truck, I'm gonna just make sure it's the stiffest shaft in
Yeah,
that building or that van, so that way
nice.
it doesn't snap in two. But that's
Oh,
my
That's
little
awesome.
story about the Wong brothers.
Yeah.
Love them to death. Thanks for the time, guys, and
No, thank
thank
you,
you,
bro.
let's go make
Tommy.
some
Good luck,
birdies.
dude. Let's
Absolutely,
let's go
man.
let's go watch some birdies, Jeremy. We're gonna watch Tommy make some
Absolutely,
birdies.
man. Absolutely. We'll see you Thursday. I'll be there Tuesday too, so I don't know if you're gonna be there for the practice round. But yeah, if anything, we
Yeah,
will
I
see
think
you
we'll be with,
Thursday,
I think we'll
Tommy.
be with Max and or Matt, so we'll have a good
Yeah.
group. Be good.
Absolutely,
Oh,
man. Yeah. Appreciate you again, bro.
yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Tommy.
See ya.
So see you.
See ya.
Again, guys, Tommi Avant, man, getting ready to play in the Phoenix Open, man. Great dude, man. I'm excited to go to Phoenix Open. Can't wait to cheer him on. But what better transition, guys? Me and Nate, let's get ready to break down the Phoenix Open. Again, one of the more fun tournaments on the PGA Tour. It's at TPC Stadium Course, par 71, 7,261 yards, strategically placed bunkers and water. Par is good on those holes, so that's pretty much the game plan
It's
there.
crazy how they score so low, but yeah, par is
So
good.
low. Par is good. We want to make sure you avoid the desert. We want to play for position, and you must dominate one of the hardest holes on that course, which is hole 11, the par 4, 484 yards. The average for the winner the last 5 years has relatively been about 19 to 20 under. So again, Nate, same format, 3 winners,
Crazy.
2 dark horses, man. I'm gonna start, and I'll do all 3 of mine real quick, man. I'm gonna go with a guy who just finished with a T5 again, best swing on the tour. I like Jake Knapp. One, he lives out here. He knows desert golf, so I think obviously the familiarity would be something that would be nothing new for him. Look at statistically, man, going for the green, 80%. He's ranked 28th. Going for the green, hitting the green percentages, he's 62.5, which is ranked 8th. And then going for the green and getting birdie or better is 87.5%, and he's ranked 15. So irons have been phenomenal for Jake Knapp. Again, swings like butter. He's ranked 2 in total putting, and in addition to that, I'm not expecting much bogeys from him. When he hits the green, he's ranked 1 in 3-putt bogey avoidance. So I think Jake Knapp, the familiarity, being out here in his home state. Well, he's not from here, but he lives here. He's from California, but living out here, I think he's a member at Silverleaf, I presume. But I like Jake Knapp to have an opportunity, man. He's been getting better and better each week. I think the first week somewhere in the T15, T11, I think. And then this week finished in the top 5.
It was like second,
So again,
yeah.
yeah, I love trending. Yeah, he was in second at one point. Had to make an eagle on 18 to make him birdie. But I like Jake Knapp, dog. Yeah, next guy I got, Minwoo Lee, man. It's the Phoenix Open. This matches his personality. Obviously, Minwoo Lee only has 1 PGA tournament at the Houston Open. He played phenomenal, man. But a very solid T12 here last year at the Phoenix Open. He's a solid sand-saving player. We mentioned the bunkers earlier. But the theme that's really good about him is the same thing I kind of said about Jake Knapp, his iron play. Green to regulated precision is 80.56. He's ranked 11. In proximity to the hole, he's throwing darts. He's ranked 21st. My only concern with Minwoo Lee, unfortunately, historically, he's never shown consistency all 4 days. We look at like day 3, Minwoo Lee played amazing. Day 1, he played amazing. We look at the Farmers Insurance, right? Day 1, him and Pearson Cody. We don't talk about Minwoo Lee anytime after that, man. So hopefully he can stay consistent all 4 days at the Phoenix Open, which would be great. And also, there's some concerns too. His putting, dog. He's the bottom in the field in regards to that. Putting inside of 10 feet, he's ranked 160, and overall putting, he's ranked 103. So hopefully he can figure some stuff out in regards to his putting and give him a good chance to win the Phoenix Open. And I actually got only 2 guys written down, and I got 2 dark horse. So y'all let you go, Nate. I got to ponder on that third one, bro. Had a baby crying, so I couldn't look into it.
It's all right. It's all right. First one, my first pick is going to be Sam Burns. We all know he's a great putter and a great driver of the ball.
He is.
His first tournament of the year, so we don't have a lot of data on him, but
That's right.
I think he had a good year last year. Did well at the Ryder Cup. Didn't kill it. I mean, granted, he did well for the U.S. In the U.S., no one did well. So except Cam Young. So I'm gonna go with Sam Burns. Number 2, I think I'm gonna go Chris Gotterup because he got.
I like that pick.
And he killed it at the Sony Open. He can putt. Tommy just talked about how awesome this guy is. So I got to go with Chris Gotterup. And then the last one, I'm just going to pick him because I like him. Victor Hovland. Didn't know he was playing in the Phoenix Open.
I think picking Victor Hovland this week is a horrible pick.
Dude.
Horrible pick.
Why? But okay,
go ahead.
He was really good with his proximity last year. I forget what his it was like proximity from like 150 to 175. He was like second or something like that. He was really good with his So I like Victor Hovland because his iron game is good. We were just talking about how irons is kind of the name of the game. Like Scotty when he won last week, just really, really good iron play or just play from the fairway. And the same thing with Justin Rose this week was just iron play from the fairway was better than the rest of the field. Victor Hovland, that's like one of his strengths of his game. So I'm gonna pick him because I like him mostly, but that's a little justification.
Yeah, man. I don't like the Victor Hovland pick, man. One, it's gonna be a stateside debut here, and historically, bro, he doesn't play here well. We look back in the 2022, 2023, finished at T42, and I think the 2 previous years before that, he hadn't even make the cut at the Phoenix Open. So, granted, this can be a totally different Victor Hovland. For me, when I look at stuff, I just like to see consistency. Sometimes I do get a gut feeling. It's like, I like this person. But the Phoenix Open being his first debut this year in America, historically hasn't really been dominant in the Phoenix Open. He backed out last year. I don't think he didn't play in 2024. I don't know, man. If he's still out here tinkering, Victor Hovland, I don't agree with it. I mean, obviously you're entitled to your own opinion, your own thoughts, but yeah, Victor Hovland, well, I'm not buying that one. He can prove me wrong though. Please prove me wrong so we can turn this into something.
I'm iffy because like Victor, how he always starts the year is like he slow starts and then he has a pretty good like spike and then he comes back down. That's kind of how his years usually trend. I'm a little bit nervous because this is his first tour event, but last year early in the year he did really well, and when he beat JT it was early in the year.
Valspar. Yeah,
the Valspar. So I think depending on how he's been doing with the DP World Tour, if he's gotten the rust off and he can ball, and I think he feeds off the energy because he's like a youthful kind of guy. So I don't know. But you also said all these things. Now I'm a little nervous.
Well, no, I mean, shoot, Victor, you go out there and prove me wrong, man. Make me look dumb. But like I said, I just like to look at like what's trending, what's been consistent, and a guy who unfortunately tinkers a lot and historically hasn't really done much at the Phoenix Open when he does play. And again, like I said, he backed out the last 2 years. I think his best finish, just off the top of my head, in the last 5 years is T42, and we're looking for someone who's going to shoot 19 to 20 under. So I don't know if he matches those. I guess requirements is the correct word, but I mean we'll see, man. I'm gonna pick my last one, man, and again, just historically, has won here, has been a good player. I'm going Nick Taylor. Go with the Canadian. I think Nick Taylor hopefully can, recoup from the season he had last year. And again, he has won here before. I think it was 2 years ago because last year was obviously the homie from Belgium just went to live, Thomas Dentry. So, I like Nick Taylor here. Part of me also want to try and think JJ Spun because he lives here. I think he does some work with the homie Jim Park as well. But I felt like saying JJ Spahn would have been contradicting if I call him a one-year wonder and then I go out here and predict him to win. So, I'm going to stick with the Nick Taylor pick. Let's go into – did you say 3, Nate?
Yeah, I just said 3, so we're going to do
dark horses. Yeah, I'm going with my dark horse, man. And, again, talking about, consistency here, a guy who's playing really, really good golf. I mentioned him earlier as an underrated guy. I like Pearson Coody, man. First time playing in this event. He has the third lowest round. He has the third lowest round on tour so far this year. So he matches that, hopefully 19 to 20 under requirement that I said earlier. Look at his final score averaging, man. It's 66, which is ranked at 9th. Final round performance, he's ranked 1. Round 1 scoring average is 65, which is ranked 10th. Round 3 scoring average is he's ranked 33, shooting 68, and his round 4 scoring average is 66, which is ranked 9th. The thing that's kind of scary is his day 2. And obviously, if you don't play well day 2, there's a possibility you don't even make the cut. But the way Pearson Coady has been playing in his totality throughout the PGA Tour season this year, I like Pearson Coady, man. And the second guy, a bit of a biased pick. I'm going to go with, obviously, Andrew Novak. When I officially met Andrew Novak, I remember after day 2, I believe it was 2 years ago, he was leading the field at the Phoenix Open. Ended up finishing that tournament at T8, which is still a really good finish for him. Obviously, now Andrew Novak is a 2-time PGA Tour winner. So I believe he can have, a good opportunity to come out here and win. He played really good at the Farmers Insurance this past weekend. I'm rooting for the homie Novak. He's also a guest of the show, man, which I appreciate that because he didn't look at us as like, oh, they don't have a lot of subscribers and stuff. He came on here and talked ball with him. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go with that homie Andrew Novak.
That's dope. Dude, I think those are really, really good sleepers. Dude, I think I'm just gonna go blast from the past here with my sleepers. So you'll know when I say it. First sleeper, Ricky Fowler.
Okay, he's been playing a little better this year so far.
He putted well. Was it in the Sony when I was all like, "Yo, he didn't have the lab putter anymore," and
Yeah,
then
he switched. He switched it. Yeah.
but he shot I think -16 at that, and he really good finish, really good performance overall, and he's won here before. Another guy I want to do. I was between this guy and Homa, but Homa is not as old school.
Yeah.
Don't
and
say
Homa lives out
don't-
here in Scottsdale too. Homa lives here in
don't-
Scottsdale, and I love Homa.
Yeah, just don't say Homa's name around Geremy though. So
Yeah, he's hurt my feelings. He just missed a cut at a tournament he won in 2023 this past week, so that
I
still
know,
hurts
dude.
too.
But I think I want to go with. Hey, but Homa made the cut at the Sony, right?
Yeah, he made the cut to Sony, so
Yeah.
I was hoping he's going to trend and continue to be consistent making cuts, and then he missed the cut this week. So
Yeah, it's because he was playing with Brooks. That's why we'll blame it on Brooks.
playing with Brooks and playing with Lubick.
But I think I'm gonna go with Jordan Spieth.
Okay, all right.
I
Let's see if
feel
he
like
continues
he's
to
a
trend. Yeah.
little bit of a sleeper, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like all my picks today are just because I want it. I want Victor Hovland to win.
Yeah, of course.
So
I think Jordan Spieth is, unfortunately, might be a hot take. I think Jordan Spieth is in the point of his career where he is now considered to be a dark horse pick. I don't know if anybody would ever yet be like, you know what? The person who has the best chance to win this week is I'm going with Jordan Spieth. I don't think conversations have been like that for him for a while. Hopefully he starts to trend back towards that type of, conversation. Nor Reed, if you do see this, I apologize. But again, that's what the trend has been showing in regards to Jordan Spieth's game. But obviously, and overall, we're hoping Tommy goes out there and ball.
Yeah,
That's who we're
dude.
ultimately rooting for. 100%.
Yeah, we want Tommi Avant to win. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But again, guys, let us know in the comments, who do you like to win? The most, enjoyable, most fun, wild tournament on the PGA Tour, the Phoenix Open. Please let us know. Nate, I want to move over to a couple of live questions that have been, going around, this past week. Because me and Nate don't come on here every single day to just get to it real quick, which is why you guys should follow us on X, Golf and Gospel Podcast on X. Absolutely. Brooks was quoting saying on Colton No's show saying, if you get the opportunity to come back and play on the PGA Tour, everyone's going to take that opportunity. And we see that Patrick Reed has taken that opportunity to come back on the PGA Tour. What are your thoughts on Patrick Reed making his return? I believe it will be in August because I think he's able to play in the FedEx Cup fall.
Dude, my first thought, or I guess my main thought, is someone tweeted this, is like, where did all the Patrick Reed fans come from? Because I feel like Patrick Reed was like the guy that no one wanted. Like when Liv took him, they're like, good, go.
Yeah, we don't care.
And now that he's back, I swear people are making cases that Patrick Reed is a bigger loss to Liv than Brooks, which I don't agree with. Granted,
okay, I do.
After this weekend, well, I was gonna say this. I want to hear your take on why you think that. But after this weekend, I was all like, maybe, dude, because Brooks almost freaking made no money this weekend and almost missed the cut. Whereas Patrick Reed has been balling the last 2 weeks across the pond. But is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, I'm going off what have you done for me lately. Obviously in a grand scheme of thing, overall, better career, you'll take Brooks over Patrick Reed. Absolutely. For sure. But the whole theme about, people go to Live because they're washed or they're digressing, we see that's not the case. I mean, Brooks just barely made the cut, which, again, he finished at T56, which would have been second to last on Live. But the past 2 weeks, Patrick Reed has been balling. One last week at the Hero of Dubai, and this week got into a playoff and got, I believe, T2. So now, granted, he's not playing on the PGA tournament tomorrow. He's going to have to wait a long time, so hopefully there's still some consistency in his game. But because of him playing very well and Brooks hasn't, it is a bigger loss for Liv because of the, how do I say this loosely, the talent, because we'll probably say Brooks is obviously a better talent than Patrick Reed.
The
but
production.
Who's producing right now is a better golfer, be Patrick Reed. And I'm not one of those guys who are coming out of nowhere saying I'm a Patrick Reed fan. There's evidence on this podcast in the past I have been rooting for Patrick Reed. Way before he won in Dallas, when he played well and got the solo third at the Masters, I was rooting for Patrick Reed. Yeah, but it seems like, based on what you said, people probably hate Liv more than they hate Patrick Reed. So that's why all these people are so excited about Patrick Reed.
Brando's really turning people, dude.
Oh, Brando, man, that is his life mission right now is to destroy Liv at all
That's true.
costs if
That's
he
true.
can, man. Yeah, but yeah, I was. It's crazy. They said they came to a contract, conclusion, but Patrick Reed chose not to sign. So a lot of times it's like, man, we just couldn't come to see eye and eye. I think what was presented to him was reasonable for his game, and I think he just chose not to do it. And he's been quoted saying that the PGA
Yeah,
Tour is the best tour in the world, which is indeed true.
for sure.
But and part of me wants to know if he was trying to set that up because he was preparing to let us know, like, I think I'm about to leave. But he also was probably in question because he didn't want to downplay Liv because it's like, okay, maybe I'll go back, but I need to say some things that are good about the PGA Tour. So when I do come back, it's like, hey, I said they're the best tour in the world, but, you know,
Yeah.
very interesting to you. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments, too, about Patrick Reed coming back.
Yo,
And
do
like I
you,
said, I've
do you
been a fan of
remember?
Patrick Reed. Go ahead.
I was saying, do you remember when Mike Tomlin had the rumors about going to USC, and he's all like, "I bet you," he's like, "Never say never, but never. There's not a booster that could write a big enough check." And I wonder if that was kind of Patrick Reed with the live negotiations. Like, I kind of want to go back to PGA. It's almost like nothing you can offer me, unless it's like all the PIF fund.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, what if that was Patrick Reed's stance? Is like, I'm gonna go back unless it's something stupid, and they're not gonna offer me something stupid. So,
Yeah.
see ya.
Yeah. At first, my take was that it was crazy that he was also coming back because it's almost like that people rather take the penalty and go back to the PGA than to go back to live. And I was like, that is crazy. But then there's been rumors, at least circling around the last 2 days, is that I believe the DP World Tour is about to lift the fine, so the live players won't have to pay it. So that's a whole conversation within itself. Because I think you have to pay on a certain amount of DP. Oh, and yeah, because if they were still getting fined by the DP World Tour, which would have probably hindered them from playing, then it would have been hard for them to get selected for Ryder Cup because you have to play in a certain amount of DP World events to be eligible to play in the Ryder Cup and stuff. But now that those fines are about to be lifted, as the rumors are circulating, this is just really good for living within itself. I think that might also help certain guys not leave now.
Yeah.
But Patrick Reed left before that rumor came out, so I kind of wonder if he would have stayed if
If he heard before.
if he heard that before.
Yeah.
But regardless, man, we can look forward to seeing him, sometime in the summer. And if you want to keep watching Patrick Reed, which I told Nate as well, unfortunately, you're gonna have to sign a free agent for your live draft because Patrick Reed's not on live anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and but yeah, we'll just keep up with Patrick Reed on the DP World Tour. He's playing really good. He's been beating Rory every tournament so far. That says a lot in
yeah.
itself as well. Says a lot. Yeah. Dang, I kind of wish we asked Tommy this question, but I didn't want to cut him off. He was saying some great things again. Shout out to Tommi Avant. But Wesley Bryan still not allowed back on the PGA Tour. From the information you've gathered or maybe you've looked into, Nate, what are your thoughts on how the PGA is making, pathways for, Brooks, I guess in reality, a Brooks, a Cam Smith, John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau. Obviously, they're going to
Neiman,
find a
yeah.
way. Yeah, well, Neiman hasn't won a major, so
Oh,
I'm talking
that's
about
right.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
So I was just naming
Yeah,
those guys.
okay.
I think Patrick Reed is going to play his natural fine that he's supposed to and serve his punishment to get back on the PGA Tour. I don't know if the PGA Tour made another new rule which is going to help them get back into the
Dude, that's
PGA
yeah.
Tour. But yeah, what are your thoughts on them not allowing Wesley Bryan to play on the PGA Tour and all he did was play in a non-qualified YouTube event
Yeah, it was
with
just
Live Golf?
YouTube.
Yeah, in Texas. That's all it was.
don't-
What are your thoughts on that, man?
I don't know. I do think I like what you said a long time ago when you said like it should be fair for anybody to try to play back in instead of just someone who's relevant. Granted, I understand why they do that because think about how much attention the PGA Tour got when Brooks played in this event because it is Brooks Koepka and he does have the accolades, and they were airing the Farmers Insurance, which is not even an elevated or signature event, on Thursday and Friday on ESPN.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I understand why the PGA does that, but I just think it's not fair. What if Neiman wants to get back? Like that would be there should be a way for him to get back if he wanted to, because he was a really good player. I don't think he had like just like a few wins like before he
Neiman
left,
or
right?
Wesley? Or talking about Neiman?
Neiman.
I think
Yeah.
Neiman had like 2 PGA Tour wins.
Yeah, but yeah, just no majors, and
No,
there was no way.
clearly.
Yeah, no way for him to play back, and I think he would have been. Dude, think about if Neiman was in the field this week. Like, I think it would have been a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If they gave more players more chances, I think that helps the PGA and hurts Liv more. And if they view Liv as a rival, they should give guys like Neiman or I don't know Carlos Ortiz or Terrell Hatton chances to get back on tour if they want to take down the rival.
Right. I want to see. I think it's only 2 wins that he has, but I'm very curious when he got those wins because Wesley Bryan has a win in 2017 at the RSM Classic, I believe.
Okay.
So I'm trying to. Oh, RBC Heritage. Excuse me. He has one at the RBC Heritage.
Okay.
Joaquin Neiman. Yeah, I want to see how many. I believe he has 2 career wins. Yep, 2 career wins. He won in 2022 the Genesis Invitational, and then in 2019 he won the Military Tribute at the Greenbrier. So nothing like too crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but obviously he's a bigger name than Wesley Bryan, but still, yeah. I want to just see fairness from the PGA. Like, and I don't even think the suspension in itself was even like righteous. Like,
I don't
I
think
can't
that
play
was
in
right too. Yeah.
a YouTube event like unqualified.
Yeah.
It was nothing in conjunction with actual live golf that you were just planning at a live dual event,
Yes.
which
And
is
there was
just
no
crazy.
there was no like outright bylaws of the PGA that you couldn't play in something like this. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't like it's not like a drug policy where it's like, oh, you get caught smoking weed, there's going to
Yeah.
be a 3 games, there was no
Yeah,
like
whatever.
real bylaw for this. And
Yeah.
I just, yeah, I think it is. I'm telling you, I kind of think like, dude, if PJ wants to take down the rival live, they should let more people play back in or give people chances to play back in. And you just take all their players and then that's how you take them down.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, to make it fair, but then again, it's a risk in that because let's say the names you want, like a Brooks, maybe a Joaquin Neiman, Tyra Hatton. What if they go out there and they just play bad and you don't get back on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, I
So
know.
now it's like
That is
you
a
still
risk.
don't get those names. So
And now they're not
you
on
know,
live anymore, so you screwed them.
yeah. Well, I feel like Live is probably more. They're probably more likely to welcome you back. They'll just do something
That's
different
a
in
good point.
regards to the writing. Like, okay, if you sign with us, you have to honor your contract for the next 2 years. Because obviously with Patrick Reed at least, he finished his contract. He just didn't re-sign. Brooks broke his contract, so it's like, man, if you guys want to come back, you have to honor this contract. Or if you do break it, you have to give us our money back. In that case, so. But I think what's being done to Wesley is unfair. I don't know how many actually PGA tournaments he actually like plays in though, but I know this. I mean, it's not even say he needs a PGA. I think his YouTube channel does well enough where he's good. But it's the principle, like that's his vocation that we always talk about, and he wants to, be able to continue to play in that, man. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like the PGA is even urgent to kind of really give a sentence. It's just like indefinitely into like, yeah, I guess until we feel like bringing you back or we feel like you're needed. And he has the popularity from like a culture standpoint, but not on the PGA
Yeah.
Tour. So I don't know if they ever really will. Because like, let's say if he's like, okay, well, I want to start over, let me do Q school. Will they even let him do Q school, or it's just like, yeah, nah, you just sit there, bro, and we'll let you back when we do. And yeah, I think they need to figure out something with that, man, because I think Wesley's been done very, very wrong, man. But Nate, I do want to move over to the LPGA. A lot of controversy today with the LPGA.
Yeah.
Nelly wins the Hilton Grand Vacation Tournament, getting her 21st win, but it ended at 54 holes due to, and I say in quotes, course conditions and weather. However, we see a couple of tweets from Hall of Famer Annika Sorenstam saying the course is in prestige shape, thanks to the superintendent and the crew. And then we also see a tweet from Jason Sobel. I hope I said that right. He said Nelly Korda gets her first win since 24 after the tourney was shortened to 54 holes despite no frost delay, manageable winds, great course conditions, and the celebrities, the amateurs they were paired with, were playing still playing the golf course for the Pro-Am. So Nate, yes, Nelly gets a win. I think it should have an asterisk next to it. But what are your thoughts about the controversy of, Nelly getting the win? Because I had a take. I think it was one that is a great conversation starter, but hot take. But I think there's some truth to what I said. But I want to hear your thoughts, Nate.
Dude, my knee-jerk reaction, I think I said this to you, was, dude, is LPGA just turning into Live, going 54 holes?
That's so crazy. So crazy.
But I don't know. I mean, congrats to Nelly. I honestly wonder, I saw her give her caddy a hug and stuff like that, and she definitely felt, elated that she won. But, man, I wonder how, who was second? Aileen Kim was second.
Yeah, and Lydia Ko.
And Lydia Ko, and they were like...
I think Brooke Henderson got third.
Yeah, and Lottie Wood was up there. I wonder if they were like thinking, yo, I had another day, so let's just keep going. And then they're like, no, we're canceling Monday. And the statement was like, they thought the course was going to continue to deteriorate, but everybody was all like, dude, the forecast looks fine. The superintendents are like, we're ready to go and fix whatever needed to be fixed or maintain whatever needed to be maintained. So, I don't know. I'm not there. And I would have a better opinion, and I don't want to be, I don't want to be like throwing shade on the LPGA or
For sure.
or anyone. So, anyways, I'm glad Nelly got a win though.
It definitely helps you in our fantasy draft, man. But I did say this. I did tweet it on our X. Congratulations to Nelly for winning. I love the LPGA. I have friends on the LPGA. I have friends on the Epson Tour, and I love all of them. But I feel like, and I can be wrong, and I can get backlash for this, but I feel like the LPGA wanted this to happen because Nelly was winning. And her being arguably the biggest representation, the face for the LPGA, it's hard to continue to advertise that after going winless in 2025. So it's like, man, we need something to happen. Yo, let's just call it quits. Now, from a source, I don't think that was necessarily the LPGA's fault. I think the sponsored event wanted to call it quits. However, my assumption from the comfort of my home is I believe that the LPGA didn't even fight to try and finish it. When they said we're going to call it quits, they're like, okay, who's leading? Nelly? Sure. Let's
Sounds
call it
good,
quits.
yeah.
Sounds good to me because I'm very curious. Let's say if it was, again, she wasn't close and I love her. Let's say if it was Mal Sago, or let's say if it was, I don't know, Lynn Grant, Leela Vu getting back into the action. Would they have been like, nah, we got to finish this out because right now Nelly's 2 strokes back. We want to give her a chance?
Dude, I think they would have continued to lose Gino.
Yeah. I think they would have just did that for Nelly and possibly, because she's another face of the LPGA, they would do it for Charlie Hole. Possibly.
Yeah. I think Nelly is like the darling,
She's
the
one.
sweetheart.
She is the one. You think LPGA, you think Nelly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a hot take. I could be
definitely-
totally wrong.
Definitely suspicious.
That's what I think. Very suspicious, bro.
It's definitely suspicious, yeah.
And it sucks because for how much I love the LPGA and I love the women that play on there, and again, the Epson Tour, it's a bad look. It is a bad look. Now, again, there are probably some things we don't know, and everyone who's part of like media outlets and analysts and stuff can be totally wrong on what we're tweeting because we just don't know.
Dude,
But
I think it sucks for Nelly too. Like,
Nelly doesn't care, bro. Nelly does not care. I think it sucks for other players. Nelly does not care. She's like, well, I won. Hey.
I mean, because do you want to win like that? Granted, you'll take the paycheck for sure. Like, you'll take the paycheck and you'll take like the stats.
You'll take the
right?
win.
Like,
You'll take the win.
Yeah, you'll take the win. But it's also like, do I want to win like that? I don't know. I part of me. And the other thing too is she is getting a lot of backlash from the LPGA, and I don't think she deserved that. I think the LPGA made a decision, she was just going to take it. Yeah,
Nelly doesn't.
Yeah.
Shoot,
but
you can't control that.
Yeah, but so I kind of feel bad for her because of that. Like, she probably didn't win the way she wanted to win, and she is facing some backlash from fans, unrightfully so.
So I looked this up too. You need a total of 27 points accumulated to become a Hall of Famer. 1 point for a regular LPGA Tour win, 2 points for a major championship win, 1 point for a Rolex Player of the Year, 1 point for a VAR trophy, lowering scoring average, and 1 point for Olympic gold medal. So that obviously gets added
Gave
to
her,
her,
yeah.
yes, in her pursuit of becoming a Hall of Famer. But like I said, I love the tour, love everything. They've a lot of girls on that tour have given me the opportunity to, play with them, be on Golf and Gospel. Super great for them. Love the tour, but I think this is a bad look because I just feel, and again, I can be wrong. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, in the comfort of my home, making an opinion about something that's happened in Orlando, but I don't think they even made a good enough statement on why. You
Yeah,
know,
it was
they
very vague.
it's very vague, bro, and I just truly think it's because of who was winning, man. But I guess loosely, congratulations, Nelly, getting your 21st win, and let's see if you can obviously repeat what you did in 2024. But continue to stay on the topic of Nelly Korda. Nate, you have a good take on this. Nelly was quoted saying, I think the TGL is missing by not combining both men and women's golfers together in a team format on the Tomorrow Golf League, man. So, Nate, what is your take on that?
Dude, I mean, I said this a million times, and I said Liv needed to do it, and I think TGL would have been a perfect outlet for it. But it's just somebody needed to step up and just throw a woman in the main card, in the main event, to get more or less equal pay and equal notoriety for these female golfers. They just needed to be like UFC. Like the UFC does it. It's a great model. Sometimes the women's card is the title fight, right? If Amanda Nunes is fighting, she's going to be the main event or the co-main event. Unless it's like a crazy card where it's like John Jones is fighting and Amanda Nunes. But or like if Ronda Rousey was fighting, like somebody in the golf world needs to step up and do that. And I thought the TGL could have done it, especially when they announced that women are going to be a part of it. You can easily sneak in a female golfer in because they do the alternate shot format too. Like you can easily just sneak it in, and it's still fair golf. And a lot of these female players can hit amazing shots around the greens. They can hit amazing approach shots. I just and the dialogue would be way cooler too because all these players are mic'd up. I just think that was a really good opportunity for a golf league to sneak female players in right with men and make more have more equality in sports.
Yeah, no, that's a great take, man. And again, people were trying to say that recently, and Nate has been saying this for, I don't know, 8 months now. So this is nothing new.
I said Liv needed to do it.
Podcast. Yeah, this is nothing new on our side. But I would love to hear y'all thoughts in regards to everything on the LPGA. I hope you guys give women's golf a chance. They are amazing players. It's a fun tour to watch. But Nate, typically around this time, we would move over to our Level Up Golf of the Week. But unfortunately, my partnership with New Level has ended. So we will not be doing that anymore. I do want to say that I do love majority of the people there, man. But shout out to that homie Derek Bolin, who saw my episode with Ted Scott, gave me a chance with New Level. I enjoyed playing their clubs. I enjoyed the relationships I had with guys like Kevin, Bryan, Tyler, and a lot of other people there. But yeah, no longer any Level Up Golfer of the Week. But I do want to say, I appreciate the homie Derek for, giving me a chance and seeing what I've been trying to do with Golf and Gospel, building towards it, and him saying that I was worthy of that partnership. But yeah, that has now ended. So we would no longer be doing that. But guys, I do want to transition over to our faith portion of the podcast, man. I hope you got to still hear this. Has been a long one today, man. But again, we had, a guy who was playing in the Phoenix Open, Tommi Avant on. We talked some good things with the LPGA. We made our prediction for the Phoenix Open. I hope you guys are enjoying this. But Nate, you brought up a good conversation for us to have in regards to the faith portion, and we're going to talk about this. Obviously, God doesn't call the qualified, but instead he qualifies the called. And sometimes, again, God does use people who are considered weak in positions of strength to show us that a reliance or him on our side can obviously be fruitful in regards to that, Nate. So let me hear about, how this topic came about in regards to the church service and, what was placed on your heart with this.
Dude, it just came jokingly because we went over First Corinthians 2, and it's just Paul writing to the church in Corinthians and talking about how he's using the or he talked about like wisdom and how he God doesn't use the wise to show his wisdom. At least that's what our pastor was talking about, and it made me think of this analogy that I heard when I was in like high school and youth at a youth camp, where this guy was talking about how like, hey, if I needed to lift, and he like pointed at the couch in the chapel, and he's like, if I wanted to lift this couch and show you guys how strong I am, but I needed help lifting this couch, would I get like The Rock to help me lift the couch and be like, look guys, look how strong I am? Or would I get someone very, very small, someone really, really weak to show off my strength? And I feel like that's how God uses people, is like he uses the weak, so then it's like there's no way that this could have happened unless it was because of God.
Yeah.
So it came as a joke because I was all like, Geremy is stronger than me. So if this podcast takes off, it's because God is working through me because I'm the weak and Jeremy's the strong.
No,
So,
man, I do. No, I want to affirm you, bro. You bring good energy here. You bring good takes, bro. Like I said, I've been super grateful that you've been doing this with me, bro. Something we both enjoy doing every Sunday. We talk golf all week. So no, you do great things for the podcast, bro. So yeah, commend yourself, and whoever's watching, commend Nate too. Aaron might give you a hard time, but I'm not, bro.
Yeah.
But I do love that you brought this topic up, bro. Because just going back to scriptures, we see consistently that, God chooses people who are not necessarily willing or skillful, and we see how he can work through those people to kind of, again, carry out whatever the project or the role is to be fruitful in its sense. I mean, we look at some stories in scripture, man. We got David. He was an overlooked shepherd. First Samuel 16
he was
and 17.
the last pick. Yeah.
Last pick, the youngest son, not invited to the anointing at first, had no armor, no experience with war, beats Goliath with the sling and faith. And I love that story, not because it's your generic, children's Bible story, but when David was about to go into this fight with Goliath, I remember he recalled previous moments in the past when God was with him, when he was trying to fight the lion and the bear. And he defeated both the lion and the bear. So then when he had to go fight Goliath, he said, man, the same God that helped me defeat this lion and bear is the same God who's with me that's going to help me destroy Goliath. So, again, we look at from a stature standpoint, experience standpoint, wasn't that skillful, wasn't the strongest. Through the power of the Lord and depending on his strength, we've seen, victory, come with David. And then we got other things, too, like the story of Gideon. He was a fearful leader, bro. Looking at Judges 6 and 7, he was hiding in the wine press. He had no confidence that, like, man, we can go out here and win this battle. And throughout the story, we see that God shrunk like his teammates or his warriors from, I believe, like
drink from the water.
30,000. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So while I was trying to say he shrunk his warriors from about 30,000 to like 300. And now you got 300 people going against this the opposition. And
that was like 10,000, right?
Yeah, right. And I remember Gideon was so scared, rightfully so, that he kept like, and this is probably one of the stories where you see, testing God, like actually like him be okay with it, because Gideon was like, yo, if you really want me to do this with 300 people, I'm going to put this towel down, make it rain everywhere but this towel. Gideon comes up, sees that towel, like, dog, this towel is so dry, it's crazy.
Dry, yeah.
And then he was like, yo, and he just kept repeating, testing God. And then eventually Gideon gave in and said, you know what, I'm going to trust you, Lord. I'm going to believe that we can win and become victorious here. And what happens? Gideon does that, and they become victorious, all because, again, God is using someone who's weak, fearful, hiding to carry out his purpose and stuff, man. So there are many stories like this in Scripture. One say that Paul was weak, but before, obviously, he's persecuting Christians,
killing Christians.
Killing Christians, and as Saul, and God uses him, and now he has started so many churches, has planted so much seed, has seen so many conversions, because what God has obviously instilled in him and what he's called him to do. So I hope that
Jared,
people who are watching this, go ahead.
I was gonna say something about you though. What if this is because the story's not done, you know? And like,
I
what
said
if
that
this is
last week.
God?
Yeah.
What if this
Yeah,
is God writing his
sure.
story about you? Because think about it, like he uses very unlikely heroes in very
Mm-hmm.
certain situations, and I feel like you being a football player trying to make a difference in the golf world, kind of
Yeah.
an unlikely hero, and then also culturally, you know, you come from, yeah, we all know your pigmentation. I don't need to point that out,
No, you're good. You're
but
good. Yeah. It's Black History Month, man.
Black History Month, and it's I feel like the golf world tries to embrace it, but I feel like it's not full. Tiger Woods did help, but it's not fully
for sure.
embraced as a very, very diverse sport. And
Yeah.
I do think you are like an unlikely hero, you know?
Yeah.
And I think right now, as the story's being written, I still think you're overlooked and stuff. And so I will say, I think if you make it, if you start to gain notoriety in the golf space at all, I think there's no other way unless it was because of God, you know?
Oh, 100%, bro. And first off, appreciate you affirming that. I mean, I said that last week too, man. Like when I said, like, I wonder if I'm just 2 chisels away. And, you know, then I
Yeah.
can see the fruits of all the hard work come to life, man. I mean, because, bro, there are some guys I look up to, like loosely, like I'm not in awe of them, but like what they're doing in the golf space as, you know, African Americans, bro, I definitely aspire to be in those positions. Obviously, what Roger Steele is doing is incredible, bro. It's almost like he's almost like the token black guy. I hate to say that in the golf space, but like he's the one, and he's done a good job building a pedigree where he can be the guy as an African American. And then I don't know why I'm blanking. What's my dog is on the Golf Channel? Damon.
Oh yeah, the guy on the desk.
Yeah. Dog, why am
Yeah.
I blanking, bro? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I gotta look him up, bro. I want to respect him a lot.
I forgot to say it too.
Yeah, no, you're good. But like, I watch him, bro, and like I study like Damon Hack. Damon Hack, bro, is another
He's a great
guy.
MC. He's
He's
like
a great MC, dog. He does a phenomenal job, bro. So I see guys like Damon Hack, Roger Steele, and what they're doing in the golf space, and I see it's possible. Now, granted, both of them have golf backgrounds. I'm an NFL guy. So I remember I was talking to another guy who's pretty prominent in the golf space. What's this homie's name? God dang it. Oh, my gosh. I see his face. Oh, Dougie. I think Doug Smith. He's pretty prominent in the golf space, too. And I talked to him for a little bit. He was really short with me, though, unfortunately. But he said, man, me trying to, like, break into this space is like trying to climb Mount Everest, which it is. But, you know, Luke 137 says nothing's impossible with God. So, again, I'm very hopeful and I'm relying on him. Again, I would probably be considered though weak in this situation, and I pray that he can use me in the golf space, you know, to fulfill his will, whatever that may be. And like I've said before, if this is not what he wants me to do, then rip the desire from me. But I think, I know, bro, like every time like Sunday's coming up, I'm excited to talk some golf. Anytime I got an episode of Golf and Gospel, like I'm so juiced. I have never went into one of these like, bro, I really don't feel like doing it today. Or, you know, I don't feel like shooting Golf and Gospel at all. Like the passion and the desire is still there, and the Lord has still had that on my heart so much. So, again, guys like Roger Steele, Doug Smith, Damon Hack show me that it is possible. Again, maybe I'm just a few chisels away, or, you know, maybe I just got to keep on hitting. But I'm hoping like I can be loosely a part of, you know, God's story in regards to how he used Moses, how he uses Gideon, how he uses Saul going into Paul, and all, even you know God's apostles. How he used Mary. She's a teenager, bro. She's like, you know, you're gonna carry the Savior, dog. So I'm just very, very hopeful for that. But no, I appreciate you as my friend too. Like I said, encourage me that, man. I love quoting 1 Thessalonians 5:11. It says, "Therefore, encourage each other and build each other up as you do so." And you know, you consistently do that too, and I want to make sure I'm doing that on my side with you. That's why I'm always gassing you up as a PT. Nate's not that good of a corner, guys. I would say that much. He came out and helped me train some of my athletes, so we were kind of like just doing like some
corner or quarterback.
Like both. Quarterback, his brother beat him out. Aaron beat him out for the starting position at quarterback.
Bro,
but we did some things where we were just trying to get
bad.
some looks. He was so bad.
Dude, I will say
it's
this.
just like, yeah, go ahead.
I was like, I'm always like, dude, how can you not make that throw? And then like on Saturday, I'm like missing these throws. Like, all right,
Yeah,
well, that's how
one
you
on
miss
one.
these throws
Yeah, yeah. And imagine if you had pressure
on
on your
air.
face, bro. So
Yeah,
on
on
air.
air. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, guys, we both want to encourage you, man. You know, God can use you in any shape or form, man. You know, don't be discouraged if you haven't seen breakthrough yet. A lot of things we see in Scripture, it doesn't look possible. Like Moses was not. It didn't look like Moses was a great leader. He had a stutter. He was a murderer, and he was the one that led the Israelites into the Promised Land. Unfortunately, Moses didn't get to dwell in that, which that always hurts me when I get to that part. But you know, he was called in a position where it didn't look like he could be in that position, and he did amazing at it. I mean, I guess you would say he didn't do amazing because he didn't get into the Promised Land, but he did lead the Israelites to the Promised Land. Same thing for Saul, a guy who was persecuting Christians. Like he's not going to be building churches and leading people to Christ. God used him, and again,
Wrote
married
the
a
whole New
teenager.
Testament. Yeah.
Yeah, wrote the whole man. Well, three letters in the New Testament, the three epistles in the New Testament. So God can use you in any form. Just be reliant on Him. I think I say this loosely in certain cases, like test Him. Like, is this for me? Like, you have to show me, because Gideon was able to do that, and he proved it to Gideon, and Gideon went on to fulfill what God has called him to do, even though it didn't look like it. So. Yeah, so we've been on here for about an hour 42. Again, I hope you guys are still here, but we appreciate you watching this episode of Golf and Gospel Podcast. If you stayed this long, dog, we need, dog, share it, like, comment, because we be seeing the views, and it's not, come on, dog, y'all can say something in the comments. As well as, again,
Yeah.
please follow us on X too, man, because we're able to be more persistent posting
Like
without
punctual,
being annoying.
yeah.
Yeah, and without being annoying, like on social. Like if you see multiple posts, you kind of get annoyed seeing it. But like Twitter, you can flow through and just talk as much as you like. So please follow us on X. Please go check out that crowdfund, and we might see y'all here Monday. It's gonna be the Super Bowl, so I don't know if me and Nate gonna get on Sunday. But if anything, at
Yeah,
the
we'll
latest,
figure
you
it out.
guys will see you guys maybe Tuesday. But just if you stay subscribed, turn that bell notification on, you will know when we drop. So we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.